Last week's tough loss at Oakmont. This week's home matchup versus Paradise. Player profile and coach's corner. All this today on Game Day. Good morning, Casa, Roble, and welcome to another edition of Game Day. I'm your host, Marcus Sampson, once again here with Corbin Bailey and Nate Wells. Last week, the Rams took on the Oakmont Vikings and sadly were not able to come away with a victory. It was kind of a sloppy game. So, Nate, what are your thoughts on the defensive play?
Well, Marcus, defensively we gave up a lot of points, a lot of missed tackles, and it was just overall bad performance on the defensive part.
All right, so along with that, there were a lot of mistakes, but it wasn't just the defense. The offense also had a lot of mistakes. So, Corbin, what are your thoughts on the offensive play?
Well, the offense came out the first drive and was able to score and had a successful drive, and it was looking up for them, but the Oakmont defense was able to adjust, and the rest of the game, they had too many turnovers, and it was just bad.
Right, drop passes, and you said turnovers, not just on the offense, but also the special team contributed to a lack of a team play in that game. But there were a few highlights of the game that we have for you. Casa with the ball on offense. Senior quarterback number 16, Charles Hubbard, hands the ball off to senior wide receiver number 10, Aaron Davis, who takes it outside and into the end zone for a Casa touchdown.
Casa on defense, senior D-end number 34, Corey Umigarashi, breaks through a Viking line and sacks the quarterback for a loss.
Casa on offense again. Hubbard hands the ball off to junior running back Jake Erickson, who breaks outside for a 35-yard gain.
Oakmont with the ball on offense. The quarterback tries to escape from the rushing defenders, but was brought down by senior D-end number 50, Ryan Rafferty.
Casa on offense again. Hubbard throws a tunnel screen to junior wide receiver number 19, Spencer Scignoli, for a 38-yard gain.
Oakmont on offense. Rafferty will sack the quarterback again for a loss. A few plays later, Oakmont tries running the ball, but will be stuffed in the backfield for a loss by the Ram defenders.
Casa on offense. Junior quarterback Robbie Olson will hand the ball off to Erickson, who breaks into space for a 23-yard gain. A few plays later, Olson hands off to senior running back Daniel Rich, who breaks through some tackles for a hard-fought 22-yard gain. And to top off the drive, Rich will get the ball again and enter the end zone untouched for another Casa touchdown. Final score of this one, 37-15, Oakmont. So last week was a tough loss for the Rams. Granted, they were playing with a starting quarterback who wasn't 100% there physically, which kind of took away the threat of him running, which meant that the defensive line could really key in on our running back and pin their ears back and rush the quarterback when we were passing. Also, a couple of key turnovers on offense and special teams really didn't help things.
Yes, that's right. And defensively, we really came out flat, and we were able to let them pass on us and run all over us, and we were not able to stop them successfully.
Yes, now moving on to this week, the Rams face off against the visiting Paradise Bobcats. Paradise runs a version of the wing T, which can be difficult to stop for our defense. And to give us an inside look at that, we have Nate in his little corner. Nate?
Thank you, guys. Now let's take a quick look at what we expect to see from Paradise. Offensively, they run the wing T with a quarterback under center, two running backs, a tight end, a wing back, and a receiver on either side. Defensively, they run a 4-3 cover 2, or sometimes they run cover 4 with two safeties up high. Back to you guys.
And thank you, Nate, for that inside look at what the Rams will be facing this week. Now, Paradise does have a very strong defense, and they've also got a very deceptive offense, as we saw. But that could also provide big chances for our defense to make some key plays tonight.
Yes, that's right, Marcus. And one of the players we do expect a big game from is defensive tackle number 6, Mark Holcomb. who is also this week's Player Profile.
Senior defensive tackle number 6 Mark Holcomb stands at 5'7" and weighs 190 pounds, and he's featured as this week's Player Profile. As a leader on the defense, Mark tries to lead by his actions as well as his words.
I'm a defensive player. I'm a nose guard. I try to lead as an example. Follow after Taco, which is our defensive captain. Be a vocal leader.
As the Rams preseason comes to a close, Mark believes that Casa will head into league on a high note.
I think we're ready. We've been on a 3-game losing streak, but I think we're going to bounce back this week before league starts. We have 2 weeks before Vista del Lago. And Monday through Thursday, we're going full pads every day, so I think that'll help us much more.
As Casa approaches league, Mark has high ambitions for himself as well as the team.
As we approach league, I want to at least have 2 winning games before we approach league, so we can have a better season off. Maybe go all-state this year and just be ready for league when time comes.
Mark believes tonight's game versus Paradise has more implications than most people believe.
This game means a lot. This game could base us on our either do we go to playoffs or if we don't go to playoffs. I think that this one will be a hard game for us. Paradise is a very good team, but I think that we'll come off and get the W.
As Casa looks to get a win tonight at home, watch for Mark to have a big impact on the outcome.
Yes, that's right. We can expect a big game from Mark Holcomb this week.
That's right, against the wing T, he'll have plenty of opportunities to make plays as well as the entire defense. Now, as we've said before, this week's been a very intense, full go, full contact week to try and get the competitive nature in the Rams back so they can compete again tonight. And earlier this week, I did get a chance to sit down with the big dog Coach Ryan to talk about this week's game and this week's edition of Coach's Corner. Good morning, Casa Roble, and welcome to this week's edition of Coach's Corner. I'm once again here with the big dog, Coach Ryan.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So, last week, everything seemed to fall apart for the Rams. What do you think contributed to that?
Well, we went into the game knowing that our quarterback was injured and was not going to be able to run the ball effectively. We didn't think it would affect his throwing quite as much as it did, and then Oakmont adjusted very quickly, and after our first drive, assigned 7 people to our running back. So we threw in a wildcat, had a couple of fumbles, a couple of poor choices, and before you know it, we're down.
So this week, the Rams take on Paradise in a Friday triple header. Do you think the late start time will have any effect on the game?
No, I look forward to watching the freshmen play at 3:30 and then the sophomores a little bit later. Paradise travels a couple hours from the Chico area. They were very nice, gracious hosts last year to us, so we hope to reciprocate.
Paradise is a pretty good team, and the Rams struggled a little bit last year, and they've been struggling early on this season. How do you think they're going to be able to bounce back against a very good team after a couple of losses?
Well, we have a defensive plan, and it's pretty interesting to watch Paradise. They huddle up very close to the ball, and then they turn and sprint to the ball, hands down, and launch plays. So defensively, we spent the whole week preparing for that aspect of their running game. And if we can stop the running game and force them to pass, which is difficult to do, hopefully we can give the ball to our offense in positions where they can score, and hopefully Charles is improved from last week.
Along the lines of improvement, what do you see the importance of this game versus Paradise being as the Rams approach league?
Well, this is an important game because we are getting ready to approach the league, and at that point the games matter even more than preseason games matter. So we're going to make some special team changes. We're getting some new people on the kickoff return team, see if we can't break some, and our defense needs to step up on punt and kickoff team and try to hold the opposing teams to inside the 30, which we haven't done successfully. So this is an important game for us to move forward to take on Vista del Lago and the rest of the league in October.
Well, that's all we have for you this week, Casa. Thank you, Coach Ryan, for being here.
Thanks for not getting tired of me.
And we'll see you Friday night on Newman Field. Coming out of Coach's Corner, we have some key questions for tonight. The first question is, after a few consecutive losses, what have the Rams done in preparation to rebound against a very good team in Paradise?
Well, Marcus, this week we've changed up to 4 full padded practices, and we've also made changes offensively and defensively in terms of schemes and players.
All right. Now, also, Corbin, how is Casa going to be able to stop the wing T, and also how are we going to be able to score points if need be in a shootout?
Well, Marcus, we have adjusted our entire defense. We have 9 people in the box stopping the run, and safety up high as last defense, and a corner guarding their only receiver. And we are betting that those 9 guys will be able to stop the run. And offensively, we have another quarterback in who has been practicing the entire week with the team. We're hoping that we are able to come out, be able to execute, catch passes, not fumble as many times, and hopefully we're able to play how we practice.
I agree. That is a key thing. We've had an intense week of practice, so we just got to bring that intensity into the game. And we also on Thursday, which is normally just our walkthrough day, we even had full pads on Thursday for a short period of time just to keep the intensity going, so that we didn't lose it before the game, because that could have been a problem the last few weeks. So Nate, Casa wins it.
Well, Marcus, Casa wins it if we're able to execute offensively and defensively and play together as a team and play fundamental football.
So Corbin, Paradise wins it.
Paradise wins if they're able to successfully run their deceptive offense and be able to run all over Casa's defense, and if they're able to stop Casa as they try and execute their pass and run game.
Alrighty, well, that's all we have for you this week, Casa. Come out tonight at 7:30 on your very own Newman Field to watch your Casa Roble Rams dominate!
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes